learn to have no other options at all. When you ask God for something, learn to leave it with Him and have no other option but just Him. Learn to leave your problems with Him. You ask Him, you leave it, and you have no backup plan but just Him. We ask God for things, honestly and genuinely. We ask God for things, but look, He deep within your heart, you have a backup plan for how you're going to run that package or how you're going to even get to bring it out of that situation. Darling, I know I always tell you guys have plan A, have plan B, and have plan C because God always has plan A, plan B, plan C. But when it comes to having plan A, plan B, and plan C, it depends on what you're building and what you're like working on. That means you're finding solutions. You're not just building things to create, but you're finding solutions to the problems. You're not just finding solutions to the problems, but you're also having backup plans to how you're going to like execute that thing. But darling, when you ask God for something, you should learn to leave it with Him. Yes, let all your plans be with Him. Let your plans be. Don't ask Him for something and the next minute you're like, let me just use what I have to do that thing. Are you trying to tell me or you're trying to tell God that He's not capable of giving you the thing that you ask Him for? The only reason we don't get what we want or what we desire from God is sometimes because we have plans on how we're going to get it ourselves. And one beautiful thing about God is that God sees your heart. He sees how He sees how much plans you have backed up to get that thing, and he's like, oh, your plans are actually quite good. I think if you try that to solve the problem, and at the end of the day you end up solving the problem for yourself and you don't allow God to solve the problem for you. He sees how creative you are to be able to solve your problems and like, oh, you have it all figured out, and maybe he's still planning something, but before he even brings what he's already planning, you've already solved your problem, and you don't realize that sometimes you've asked God for the problem and you will not tend to value what God has given to you because you've solved the problem, so the one that God has given to you now, you don't value it. Once you ask God for something and you begin to have plans to how to solve that problem and you don't tend to leave it to Him, you don't tend to surrender that problem with Him, it feels like you are taking control of that situation, and in his mind you're like, you have it figured out already, go ahead, darling. If that's what you want, if that's how you want to get, God's ways are not our ways, God's thoughts are not our thoughts, and you feel like, God knows that thing is there. I want a Christmas dress, but God knows that I have relatives to ask. If I start calling, you have a list of people that you want to start calling. You've asked God for Christmas clothes, but you know that you have relatives that you want to call and ask them for Christmas clothes. God knows your heart. God knows that the plan is for you to ask your relative work. He will join hand and help you. Since that is the solution, you have taken control of it, right? You do not know His plan. You do not know how He wanted to give it to you. But all of a sudden, you just took control of it and you didn't let Him. You didn't surrender it. You didn't leave it. You just I've asked God. See, as I've asked God, now let me just plan. You have plan. Plan A. As I've asked God now, let me now pursue, overtake, and conquer. If you look closely into your life, the more things you left with God randomly. That you were hopeless, you did not have any plan B, you did not have any solutions to how to solve those problems. The things you surrender to the feet of God and you left with Him, those things actually came faster than you imagined. And yes, guys, if you take a deep look at some of the things that you are in right now, some of the answered prayers you are in, are things that you actually asked God to and said, you surrendered it to God and said, oh, I don't have the power to do this, I don't have the strength of my own, or if God knows me to blow, if not God, I don't know how to get it. Some of those things are what we are enjoying now, but we don't tend to see it because we do not use our strengths, or we do not partake in using our hand to do it, so we don't value that thing, and that's why we don't realize that you are in your answered prayer and you don't realize it, and you don't really value what you have. And darling, I totally understand how it feels for when we know how to take control of things and we're already used to helping ourselves solve problems. We are so used to using our strengths to give ourselves things that we ask for. We are so used to solving problems for ourselves that we don't realize that we need to let God solve our problems for us. We need to surrender our problems to the feet of the Lord. And so when you surrender your problems, you just feel like you also have a part. Yes, I'm not denying the fact that you don't have a part to play in helping that thing come to reality. But I'm just saying that sometimes we still worry about those things that we surrender. We still carry those burden, those heaviness, those doubts, those things. And that comes from a place of where your inner strength has always been a superman and a superwoman for people, where you've always been the one coming through for not just yourself but people around you, making things feel alright, putting things in order. All these things come from those kind of strength, and we don't even realize that overgiving, oversharing, overhelping has now made us feel so like emotional. I don't know how to use the word, but you know when you have so much overgived and overshared that you now realize that you cannot receive, you just only know how to give out. And that comes from that we not take that to the place of our relationship with God too, and he he does not see us like that. Darling, let's use a random example. Very random, it doesn't have to like relate. Okay, imagine asking God for a husband. You're praying to God, Lord, I need a husband. Lord, I'm trusting you for a husband. I'm trusting you for a man that's well to do, his caliber, in all his caliber. I don't know how you guys ask that kind of prayer points, but let's just put that prayer point upwards. You're asking God for a husband, right? And all of a sudden you're now like having plans of how you would, and it's not coming. The husband is not coming, right? And you're not thinking that should I just go back to that my ex and just settle the differences? What if he becomes the caliber of the nation tomorrow? What if I just go back and settle the differences between me and him? Maybe he would just forgive me. Or should I just go and join dating app, put one hot picture like that, put a very good sophisticated bio and say that of Zion is here, and maybe, just maybe, somebody will find me. I feel like God is just sitting down. I'm like, oh my God, you have so much plans. You have plans, my daughter. You have so much plans. And baby, it's never about the husband situation or the husband example. It's never about the man at all. It's just the message. I want you to get it. I want you to be able to ask God for something and leave it with Him. Be able to ask God for something, surrender it to Him, and let it be. You can be sowing good seeds on good soils, sacrificing, sowing seeds of sacrifices, praying over it, watering the ground, watering the garden, and also reminding God of your prayers. Say, I'm going to do. Say, I've asked you for. It's like you forget, It's okay to remind God of the things that we've asked for, just in case we feel like it's not forthcoming or anything. And it's okay for Him to also send us signals that He's working miracles for us. And the miracles sometimes not like He will bring it forward first. It's that He might be giving you small messages, small words. That's why I encourage people to go and go to like places that will make you feel closer to God, so you could hear what God is saying about your situation, your prayers, and what He's saying, that He's trying to tell you that He's working. And just in case, God is everywhere. Yeah, a random music, a random FYP post can give you an assurance that God is working it out for your good. So I believe that God can get to you anywhere, but you need to understand, you need to be open to receiving, because receiving is not just seeing your miracle, receiving is also understanding the season that you are in. Because God can also be preparing you for your answered prayers. Also, you can fix a date. I feel like that, like the breakthrough there. If you're trusting God for a particular thing, I think you should fix a date for it. I'm like, okay, by this time I want this thing to be done. And I feel like that's the greatest ginger. When you put a date, you have locked it, and if it comes before or after, it still depends on the miracle. Whether you are ready for what you have on fixing that date for. That date can come now, you might not be ready. You'll be like, you came too fast. No, we came too fast. Oh my god, I'm not ready. leave it there without no option. I say, Lord, I need a man, and I'm trusting you for a husband, but I'm praying that you make me ready for my husband. I pray you make me put together. I pray you heal me for my husband. I pray you will make me a safe space for the man that you're bringing to me. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Then all of a sudden, they say, me, I don't have option. There is no man here. There is no even friend here. There is nobody. And if you have friends, it's still okay to say, like, Lord, there is no still option. I don't have option. I don't even know where to go. People that are saying they should go to this place, me, I don't even have anywhere to go. People that are saying that, Lord, me, it's you I have, and I want you to give it to me. And he just sits down and I'm like, oh my God, are you letting me? Are you letting me take control of that thing? And you just leave it to him. And I'm like, oh, she lets me. She lets me. And you just move. And you let it be. Big, little things matter, because that's the beautiful thing of asking God wisely and leaving it to him. And like, oh, she gave me control. She just trusts me and she lets me. And we're excited. In conclusion, I have a lot to say packed, but I think I will still talk about this topic again. So let me just conclude, because it's a beautiful message and it's a strong meat and it stretches in a lot of aspects. But let's just conclude over here. Before I conclude, I want to tell you something. God wants to see the baby in you. God wants the baby in you. Yes. Because as a child, imagine being a child asking your father for something. And okay, remember when you were a little baby, you asked your father for something and you just let it be. You just leave it with him. Oh, daddy, I need a Christmas dress. I need a Christmas shoe. Or maybe a random school fees. And you just let it with him. You go out, you play, you eat chicken, all those things. And then at the end of the day, it's like in his heart that my child has asked for something. He goes all out to get that thing for you. So if we could have asked our parents for things, asked our lovers for things, imagine asking those people for something and they go all out to get it for us. Why then do we think that we'll ask God for something and he will not give it to us? I feel like God gave us all these examples of father and daughter, I mean a child and a father, a lover, a husband and a wife, to make us understand that if they could provide for us, if they could come true for us, that means he could come true for us times 10 of how much they could come true for us. It's just that the way we are patient with all those other people and the way we let it go when we just oh my God, I asked for that and you remembered. I feel like that's the same aspect we should do with God. What we should do while waiting on God for something, I'm like, how can I get this off my mind? How can you tell me I should just get it off my mind? It's not easy to just leave something off your mind like that. Yeah, it's totally correct, because saying getting something out of your mind is like, I just get shit, but no more blabbing. First of all, I need to focus on what's working around you. Yes, you've asked God for something, but I need you to focus on what is working around you. Focus on everything that is working around you. Focus on, and if you cannot identify them, because sometimes we are too focused on our needs that we don't realize what is working around us. Just pick a pen and a paper and write what's working around me. I have this problem. I know my pain. I know what I'm trusting God for. I know what I'm waiting God for. You write that down somewhere and write what's working. I begin to improve on that thing. Begin to see, oh, it's working. Then improve on those things. Get better at those things. If you're something you're building, your work, how can I put more energy into that while I'm waiting for my miracle? Secondly, guys, this is what I was telling you guys about your association, that you should go somewhere to people that can relate to your stories, your pains, and your needs, and also relate to the person that you're calling on to help you, most especially a church, because your strength will determine your fellowship. I mean, your fellowship will determine your strength. When you go to pour out your when you go to church and you hear testimonies of what God is doing for people, it shows you that God can like come like times 10 to also come through for you. When you go out to like fellowships, you go out to church gatherings, prayer meeting, you hear people with more pain, then you begin to realize that, oh, let God answer them first. I can't wait. If that, let God go through for that person. Sometimes you can even decide to like go somewhere and just see what other people are going through, see other people's pain, and begin to. I remember one time I went for like hospital visitation, and I was asking God for something very random, Then when I now went inside and I saw a lot of children in the hospital, like small babies, I was like, that child does not know anything and has to be here. And me, I'm here. I'm asking God for that thing. I'm like, Lord, forget that thing I asked you and please heal that child. I was so touched. I even cried. I was like, oh my God, I'm literally asking you for something and see that baby. How can that baby ask for healing? Like, so I feel sometimes you should just find yourself in positive places that can help you, encourage you in your waiting season. And thirdly, build, darling. Build. And build, because I'm not just saying that you should build whatever you're working on, whatever job you have, whatever thing you have. I need you to build things that you can be able to use to solve problems for people. I need you to build. And if I say, oh, how am I gonna build? What am I gonna build? You need to find yourself. You need to find you need to be so self-aware to be able to identify your strengths, your weaknesses, and the pain you are facing. Sometimes you can go from your waiting season, can how you survived waiting for your husband. This is not a laughing matter. Whatever is your prayer point, and use it and to encourage somebody else's story, because there's 1 billion people out there waiting for you, for that problem. The way you solve your problem, people are struggling with that situation and they need you to help them answer it. Also, I think this relates to learning. When you're praying and asking God for something and it tends to delay, I think that we should begin to learn. We should be in the learning phase. Instead of asking, I think you begin to learn. If my husband come now, how are we going to live in this house in peace? Believe, have faith. Your faith should be strong like a mustard seed, that whatever you're trusting God for will come. So guys, I remain your girl Kelly E. Folkway. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.